Oh, yeah. Sorry. I guess we can talk about this on here if we want.
I kind of ruined it with the clap because I was going to go in super natural with it. But then just out of instinct, I clap to sync the sound. And so we're going to have to start after that. Or we could just keep the clap in so we can fuck your eardrums for a second.
No, I don't think we should keep the clap in.
And
We should get rid of the clap. The clap's a bad thing for you.
You're not pro clap?
I would rather not have the clap.
I'm clap neutral.
Yeah, okay.
Claps are part of life. I don't endorse them.
I'm talking about declap, chlamydia.
Is chlamydia the clap? So I guess that makes gonorrhea crabs. What's crabs?
Actual bugs in your pubic hair.
That's I thought like crabs was a different thing. So that was like an actual fuck like
It's an actual thing. Like it's like bugs in your hair down there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Has anybody had crabs this decade?
I don't know. I don't know anybody that's had crabs personally.
I'd like to think we eliminated crabs.
I don't think so. No.
I think the Brazilians did.
Maybe.
Because they have the wax, you see.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah, and we're back. All right, weekly roundup. What are you excited about this week, Kieran? What are you doing?
Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, weekly roundup.
Okay.
You're going to...
On a Saturday, I will be attending All In for All Elite Wrestling. It's basically their version of WrestleMania. It's going to be over where the Texas Rangers play baseball. Going to see some people bleed. Going to see some people jump. And it's all going to be predetermined. It's going to be a great time. Thursday, Superman comes out.
That's true. Superman does come out.
I will be attending the 2 o'clock screening on Thursday.
Tell me how it is.
Huh? I'm sorry?
Tell me how it is.
I will do. If it's good enough, I'll go see it a few times.
It's gotten a good review. I'll probably go see this one in theaters. I'm not much of a theater goer anymore like I used to be, but I'll probably see that one in theaters. I do want to see The Materialist, but I think I've waited too long for a theater round on that one.
I think it's still at the Alamo, but I'm going to the Flicks Brew House in Arlington, I think it is.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's basically it's Mansfield, actually. It's their version of like an Alamo Draft House. I hope they have the shut the fuck up rule because that's my favorite rule.
Yeah. Are you going with Jared?
I'm going with my friend Justice.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's like his favorite superhero.
Yes.
He's ecstatic, I'm sure.
He pointed out to me that he saw Superman Returns in 2006.
Yeah.
He saw Man of Steel in 2013, and he's going to see Superman in 2025.
Yeah.
So that's the only time he's seen a character in the theater in 3 different decades.
Yeah. Listen, I rewatched Superman Returns recently, actually. We were too hard on that flick.
It's just a bit boring. It's just good.
It's just a bit boring, but, I mean, I think we're just way too hard on it because Brandon Routh, or what, Ralph? I don't know.
Routh is correct, I believe.
Brandon Routh, just because he wasn't, Christopher Reeves, even though he was trying to be it. But honestly, that movie could stand alone without having to be a part of Christopher Reeves' universe. But I think we're just too hard on him for that. We were too hard.
It's just, it doesn't need to be that long. The plane scene is fucking sick.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest Superman things you'll ever fucking see. And I do think Ralph captures the character. It's just a whole lot of somberness where it doesn't need, there's not really fighty, and you don't need all fighty, but you need some fighty in a Superman movie. Also,
yeah,
at the end of Superman 2, because we're going off the Dick Donner thing, and this is a Kevin Smith point, but Superman wipes Lois Lane's memory, right? At the end of Superman 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so she has a son who is very clearly Superman's son when he chucks the fucking piano across the room.
Yeah.
But how terrified would you be if you didn't remember sleeping with somebody and obviously having their child?
Yeah, that's weird.
Hey, Soups, I guess you are faster than a speeding bullet. Sorry, I'm sorry, that was not.
Damn.
This is not my best content. Wow.
Damn.
Fucking Ron Simmons over here.
Yeah. No, honestly, that would be awful. To be honest with you, I kind of forgot about that in Superman 2, about the memory being wiped. Because in Superman Returns, she acts like she does know that she slept with Superman.
I mean, it's one of those things I think she had a feeling like Lois Lane intuition, which she is a great journalist in the context of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But, early 2000 sexual mischief.
Kind of weird.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. Was that movie produced by the Weinstein Group? I don't remember.
It was directed by Bryan Singer.
Oh, Bryan Singer. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yep.
He
That's an interesting guy.
he turned down X-Men 3 so he could work on Superman Returns, and then X-Men 3 got directed by an equally horrific human being, Brett the Rat Ratner.
Mm.
Rush Hour's good.
We
Brett
were
Ratner's not.
We were knocking it out of the park on those.
Which another thing that people are really harsh on while we're talking about it, X3's kind of sick. There's some shitty little parts in it.
There's some good emotional beats in it, but it's a bad film.
There's
The ending where Logan kills her, I feel like is really well done. But almost everything else is not.
The ropey CGI at the beginning with walking Charles Xavier is nightmare inducing. I will give you that. The first death of Charles Xavier is pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
When she raises him out of the chair and fucking blows the house to smithereens.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing that's really cool is my favorite Magneto thing ever. It's when he's talking to the New Brotherhood and they're asking, "Where's your ink?" And he just pulls up his wrist and he's got his concentration camp number and he says, "No ink shall ever touch my skin again."
Yeah, that line goes pretty fucking hard, but I think it's just because that's Ian McKellen.
Yeah, it's hard to fuck up Ian
hard.
McKellen.
Yeah, Ian McKellen can say anything and make it work. But yeah, no, that line is good. No, there are some good beats in X3, the final stand. One thing that's weird for me is in the beginning when they're training in the training, place, and they're obviously fighting the Sentinels, which are mutant killing robots.
Yeah.
And in the movies afterwards, those things are built up to be like unstoppable, but then they just throw Wolverine at one of them and he cuts their head off like so cleanly and like all by himself without needing any help. So I think the power scaling is just a little weird.
The 20th Century Fox X-Men timeline, the continuity on that motherfucker is so skewed.
Couldn't tell you what any of it means.
Because X1, there's Bolivar Trask, who is, I believe, an African-American gentleman in the X1, but then you go to Days of Future Past, Trask is played by Peter Dinklage, a very short white man. X2, you see Hank McCoy in his human form, who is not played by Kelsey Grammer. And that is another fucking continuity error, because if you go back to X-Men First Class, Hank McCoy has already turned into the Beast by First Class, not in 2002.
Bless you. Oh my.
I'm full.
You're hearing it. You're hearing sickness on this podcast.
20th Century Fox is getting to me via chemical warfare because I'm pointing out their plot holes that have been well charted.
They don't care. All those people are fired and gone. They were bought out.
I forgot 20th Century Fox has been dead for a very long time.
Now it's Century Pictures.
Is it?
Oh, cool. Or Searchlight Pictures.
They still keep the Searchlight name because that's one of the studio boutiques. I got a $20,000 piece of paper. Tells me I know what that means. Thank you, Harry Benshoff. Shout out.
Yeah.
This is a hard left, but this is something that was on my mind.
No, that's fine.
I might have mentioned this in previous episodes, lightly grazed on it, but I miss the word Asperger's.
You miss it?
I really miss the word Asperger's, because where else are you going to be able to say ass and burger in succession and not get kicked out of a PTA meeting?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of has lost its place in our, what is it, lexicon? Is that the correct usage of that word?
Lexicon, but
lexicon.
A
part of our verbiage in recent years.
I miss it because there's a lot of autistic representation that is important and identification that is important. But since we have just blanket autism, and some people misidentify themselves just because they don't they have a certain quirk and they're like self-diagnosed. Fuck that shit. Get out of here. But you were able to discern shit a little bit more because you had the Asperger's community, who was high-functioning autistics who were able to mask fairly well, and then more differently abled individuals. But we stopped saying Asperger because Dr. Asperger, if I'm not mistaken, had some Nazi ties. But
but so was all of NASA.
And not for nothing, Volkswagen, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the proprietary suppliers of vehicles for the Nazi Party, and I don't see any they-thems returning their Jettas, so let me say my funny word.
Okay. What's the South Park joke with Asperger's? What's it again?
It's just Carbon putting burgers in his ass.
Yeah, but like,
he's just an asshole.
What's a phrase that he says? What is it? Is that from that show?
I am sincerely
The
apologize. I am not the
the
droid you're
ass
looking for right now.
buzz.
That's our own personal bit, the Ben Roethlisberger,
Oh yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Ben Roethlisberger.
which is funny to about 10 people on the planet,
Yeah.
including me. But it just
Sorry.
no, don't be sorry.
Came into my head when you were saying Asperger's. I was just thinking Ben Roethlisberger.
Which that's just a fun little brain rot thing before
Yeah.
brain rot was a term, because this would have been
Yeah.
14, 15 when Ben Roethlisberger was still in the league.
I'll leave his name out, but to give you context of that story, we have a fantasy football league, and we have a in-person draft every year, and at one of our earlier drafts, because it's been going on for over 10 years now, one of our earlier drafts, one of our friends, he had drank a little bit too much that night, and he fell asleep in the bathtub. But before he fell asleep in the bathtub, he was talking about Ben Roethlisberger, who played for the Steelers at the time, now since retired. But he just started rambling on about Ben Roethlisberger, and that's how that happened. That's where that came from.
It was a de-evolution from human speech.
Yeah,
As
it
you
was
do-
baby talk.
He was having as you do when you've had a few libations, and toward the end of the night, I still remember his stupid fucking face. I love you.
Yeah,
Just smiling in the ear, just Ben Roethlisberger, and that's just been a thing for now. Not 30-year-old gentlemen are still just Ben Roethlisbergering out. That's almost as fun as Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That it's also, we also have Jimmy Graham. So
The mouth breathing dummy who, if I'm not mistaken, still catches footballs in the National Football League.
is he not retired?
He caught one. He might be retired now, but I remember fairly recently, like in the 2020s, Jimmy Graham caught a fucking touchdown.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham used to be the shit at football. Like before Travis Kelce, he was like one of the up and coming tight ends in the NFL.
He just had the unfortunate distinction of being a talented tight end when Rob Gronkowski was in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was catching some major touchdowns, and honestly, it was probably just because of Drew Brees. But
no, I mean, he caught some touchdowns when he was a Seahawk. I believe he was on some other teams because he would always just periodically show up like 3 or 4 times.
But he wasn't like a superstar like he was at New Orleans, is what I'm saying, basically.
That's fair. New Orleans, Jimmy Graham, which I think Jimmy Graham went back to New Orleans at some point without Drew Brees.
I think so, yeah.
But Jimmy Graham was a hero. He's a mouth-breathing dummy with hands like gloves.
He's a Louisiana hero. You hear me? You hear me?
You think they win that Super Bowl? If the PI call...
From the Rams thing? No.
You don't think they beat the Patriots?
No. The Patriots were so fucking locked in. They held the highest scoring offense, which I believe the Rams were. Honestly, it's been so long, my facts may be wrong, but they were a very high scoring offense. They scored like 12 points.
Well, I think part of that was Jared Goff did Jared Goff shit in that game, and I think Drew Brees might have stood a little bit more of a chance.
Maybe.
But
I don't know, that defense is locked in.
Yeah. Because at that point, well, I mean, at every point in the last 20 years, except for the preceding 5, Bill Belichick has been the fucking guy on defense, and that was the time where we were questioning whether or not it was Tom or Bill.
Yeah, that was one of the worst Super Bowls ever, but it was just because like the Patriots were just so well coached, they just fucked them.
That Super Bowl was so fucking trash, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's the one Adam Levine had the halftime show as well, so he didn't even have a good halftime show.
No, it was a bad Super Bowl.
And he did some bullshit. No, that was Justin Timberlake? No.
I don't remember who the halftime.
Someone did a tribute to Prince it
could have been. No, it wasn't Coldplay. Coldplay was 50.
And that one also kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like a daytime Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you have to do that if it's like in California.
Well, let's stop having Super Bowls in California like a bunch.
I know, but
like a bunch of fruitcakes.
They keep building new stadiums out there, like Las Vegas. But at least Las Vegas is in a dome, so you kind of can't really tell. SoFi, the Cincinnati and Rams. Actually, again, Rams Super Bowl was the daytime because it was in California.
How has Jerry not had another Super Bowl? He's gotten the World Cup. He's gotten 2 WrestleManias.
We just had the draft when we went, so that's probably why. But new stadiums have popped up, so like AT&T's kind of old now.
Oh God, do you think they're gonna ruin some more families?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we built a new stadium for a while. We played in Texas Stadium for a long time.
Well, there'll be a big old. Well, there's not really overhauls in professional stadiums anymore.
Yeah, no. I mean, well, eventually, I mean, they'll build another one, like everybody does. But I don't think it's. I think we got at least another decade.
I think Jerry Jones is going to live to 150.
I hope not.
I think he is.
I really hope not. I don't wish evil on anybody, but that is not good for us. Him finding out immortality would be the worst thing for the Cowboys ever.
You think Jerry Jones knows who Jojo Siwa is?
Jojo Siwa? Maybe.
You think he's just sitting in sitting in his $1 million home in like a fucking double king size bed, doom scrolling TikTok like,
no.
What's this little bisexual girl gonna do today?
I don't think he scrolls TikTok at all.
So I don't think he has the ability to scroll TikTok because if your hands need to have a certain like warmth to them to scroll an iPhone.
Oh, you think his
I don't think
extremities are too cold?
I think he has to have like a style. He's not scrolling with his finger. He's doom scrolling with a stylus. But I think he's just like, karma is a bitch.
Karma is a bitch.
I should have known better. Mainly because I should not have gone to that school and taken photos in black and white.
Oh, yeah.
That was bad. I didn't
thing
forget
that
about that. I don't think anybody else forgot about it per se.
LeBron James hasn't forgot.
LeBron James will never forget. He is my Pookie Bear and he is my sunshine.
Oh, yeah. You think this is his last year? You think he's going to do a tour? Tour de force a la John Cena?
He will. He said he's going to retire the next year. Someone caught that, like, someone was having a turn up somewhere. And LeBron James happened to be there, and they were recording, and they caught him genuinely candid saying, Savannah wants me to retire within the next year.
Yeah.
So I believe this is his swan song. Some fucking sources had Dallas looking into him, which would have been fucking insane.
Yeah. I don't think he can. I think he just rides it out. Because I think he just wants to play with his son, which, fair enough.
Absolutely, and I think the only thing that might have tied him to Dallas was the lack of income tax.
I mean, to be honest, if he leaves the Lakers, they don't keep Bronny.
Bronny's probably selling Hondas.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. My apologies.
How fucking dare you?
I know. Fuck me. God.
So what meat you gonna smoke, homie? You got a Traeger.
Yeah, I'm getting into smoking some meats. I got a Traeger. We're gonna try out a barbecue. I'm brand new. I'm a beginner. I'm excited about it for this weekend. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos, so we're going to see how it goes. But I'm hoping for the best. I think if I just continue to do it, I'll eventually get good or get okay. Sometimes you're just okay at things in life, and that's okay.
Practice makes perfect, partner. Keep at it.
I agree. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I can't wait to get the meat sweats in this house, homie.
Yeah, no, after this, I'll probably have to go to Academy or Walmart and grab some stuff. I need like a temperature gauge, which we looked at it and we had the one, but I want one that has like the temperature because I'm gonna have to see what the inside of the temperature of the meat is, when I'm doing it. So, yeah, and some butcher paper. I need some butcher paper.
We can cut this out if you'd like me to because I'm not gonna call him out by name. I'm gonna call him out by first name. Our buddy Tyler cooked one of the worst briskets of all time. And I just want to kind of tear into it for a minute. It was like a boot got sad, killed itself, and then rolled around in dirt.
Oh, wow.
It was like a leather belt gained sentience and then became very racist. It was like a pair of Timberlands didn't want to be Timberlands anymore.
Oh, man.
And then fell in a vat of expired Coca-Cola, came out, and then hopped on a grill for about 4 business days. Tyler, you were terrible at brisket, my dog. You're a great human being, but I genuinely hope you've improved because not even Sweet Baby Ray's could make that sumbitch edible. And Sweet Baby Ray's could make, like, Courtney Love edible.
Yeah, that was a big call out. Okay. I'm going to let you have that. If you want to keep it, you keep it.
I believe that's what the children call aura farming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm probably going to be in the same boat. This one's probably going to be really bad or not up to snuff. But, yeah, I hope to just get better with time, Just looking for getting into some hobbies, trying out golf. I've done some golf lessons with Jordan. Probably going to do some more. Yeah, just trying to live life as best as I can at the moment. And so, splurged on a Traeger smoker. Maybe it's a quarter life crisis.
It's absolutely a quarter life crisis, but we all have them.
But you know what? Just enjoy the ride.
You're looking at my quarter life crisis.
Yeah, I think you're looking at mine too. I think you put together a trigger that is my quarter life crisis. I can't speak now, but yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time. I'm excited for it. I am, kind of nervous. I have a little bit of anxiety, but it'll be okay.
Yeah, because if you mess up a brisket, there's gonna be a dude in a suit come over here, beat you up.
It's gonna beat my ass.
He's gonna fucking beat the shit.
Someone's gonna beat my ass.
Johnny Barbecue is gonna wallop you all up and down Bolivar Street.
Yeah, yeah,
The sequel,
very true.
Johnny Barbecue. What does Johnny Barbecue look like?
I think he looks like a slightly overweight Hispanic man, and his name was originally Juan, but now he goes by Johnny. Because he hung out with a lot of white fratty dudes in high school, so now he's Johnny Barbecue.
Johnny Barbecue.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's who I think he is. I think he has excellent Hispanic heritage, but he just loves smoking meats with his frat boys, and so now he's Johnny Barbecue.
Johnny Barbecue leads a double life because while he's exceptional at smoking meats, he's been robbed of his heritage.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, sometimes maybe his heritage plays a role in it, and that's why he is Johnny Barbecue, because maybe his meats have something special, that combine his heritage and his newfound love of smoking meats together.
I think Johnny Barbecue one day.
Like what's the Mexican meat? Tapitas?
There's carnitas.
Carnitas, that's what.
There's birria, which is goat.
Yes.
But I like to think one day
Birria tacos are so fucking good.
Birria tacos are fucking amazing. If you're in the Denton area, go to Taqueria Guanajuato and get the birria tacos. They're like $15, but they're fucking delicious. But anyway, I like to think that one day Johnny Barbecue, much like Ricky Bobby, graduating
my hands.
Much like Ricky Bobby graduating from Wonder Bread, Johnny Barbecue will become Juan Barbacoa.
Oh yeah, Juan Barbacoa.
Juan Barbacoa.
And he'll race under me.
He will race under Hill.
With a cougar on the hood.
No, instead of me on the car, it says yo.
Yeah, yo.
Yo soy Juan Barbacoa. You mentioned Jordan, and this I wanted to. I forgot to mention.
Jordan, great man.
Jordan is a wonderful man, and I'm about to have a little bit of fun at his expense, but I think he'll have a bit of a laugh because they have fun at my expense all the time.
Yeah.
But I went to my hometown where he lives. Jordan is
Fourth.
This was prior to the fourth. I haven't
prior
mentioned it in a while. I did go back for the fourth, and I did see Jordan. Not very much because he was taking care of kids.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful father, Jordan. He's married to my cousin, and he's very good friends with my stepdad, not stepdad, Stan.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Stan, also a good man.
Stan's very good man. Stan's very good man. They are very close because they work on a lot of shit together. Because the dynamic in my family, the Yarbrough is my, like, the name of my last name's whatever the fuck. In the Yarbrough women are all very smart, very driven women, but their favorite thing to do is to just tell the dudes in the family what to do and just give good instructions on how to do it. And Jordan and Stan bear the brunt of this because my Uncle Mike did it for 30 years prior. Oh.
Yeah.
And I don't live there anymore, so eat my taint.
Oh, wow.
No, not really. Love y'all. But Stan and Jordan are fairly close because they do a lot of shit together and they become really good friends. I'm out driving Stan's dog around the town because my mom doesn't necessarily like dogs, so he didn't get to go for a lot of rides in the car. And I took him for a ride in the car, and I went to go out where Stan and Jordan were working on Stan's truck. Mm-hmm. And I get out there, and I go to their truck. Nobody's there. I go to the garage. Nobody's there. And my biggest fucking fear was that I was going to walk in the house, and they were going to be, like, fucking.
What?
Because they're, like, really good friends. And they were nowhere to be found.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, my God. They lied about Stan's belt, and they're going to have gross butt sex.
This is the strangest thing I have heard.
It turns out they were at O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's. But
booty farts.
Oh, we both went in two different directions there, but almost the same.
No, I don't. That was just me having a little bit of fun but the thought it's like the thought you have when you're.
That was a very intrusive thought. Yeah,
it was a very intrusive thought. I was like, are they fucking? Oh, like, no, Kieran, they're just friends.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like jumping off the deep end, though. That is like, yeah. I don't know. Man, I take meds not to think like that anymore. But I don't know if I would even ever have thought that wouldn't have even been on my list. Probably.
Brother, I'm not gonna state your business here. I know that we're all fairly medicated, but
Yeah.
you have done you have anxiety medications. I've had to stray away from anxiety medications just
Yeah.
because I can have fun with those if I choose to.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but I was having a little bit of stress the other day, and
Mhm.
I had an unnamed party who is a very close individual gave me a
Oh,
hydroxyzine.
I was on hydroxine, but I got taken off of it.
Brother,
It works.
it fucking works.
Yeah, no, it works, but it was messing with I have a chronic condition that I live with, and it was messing with that, so I had to be taken off of it.
Well, I just remember
But it felt good.
you were taking a few naps, and
Yeah.
I took two hydroxine.
Mm-hmm.
I was
You took two?
I took I was yeah, that's what they told me to take.
How did you stay up?
I didn't.
Yeah, there's no way.
I was nigh catatonic.
Oh my god. Yeah, no.
Because I was a little stressed out, and this person who was prescribed them,
Mm-hmm.
like has anxiety to the point where they have to take a few, and like
Yeah.
they operate just fine.
Yeah, no, it works awesome, but you have to get used to it. Like the first time I took it, I slept almost all day.
Because I took two, and I started watching a movie, and I felt like I was on fucking heroin.
Yeah.
Never done heroin, but I imagine that's what, because I was just couch locked and couldn't like the
Yeah.
noises I was making, and I felt like David Hasselhoff trying to eat a cheeseburger.
Yeah, no, it just makes you like I felt really good, but then you just get really fucking tired, and then you're just like, okay, I need to sleep, like right now. Your body's like, sleep now, and then you sleep, and then you wake up and you're still fucking tired.
It was like the first time I got my ass ate when I woke up.
God. Oh man.
I was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and fresh prostated.
Oh god.
Fresh prostated. That's a good band name.
That's a new one. That's a new one.
You argue tech death metal or like some sort of proggy, but I think.
No, EDM.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, EDM.
Mm-hmm. Do you know, apparently,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I read this on Reddit today,
Okay.
and this is some good news for a quiet group of people. And
Quiet?
a very quiet group of people who won't bring themselves out. But I read it today on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
They allegedly, by 2028,
Allegedly. Our lawyer says we're okay if we say allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
There will be a herpes vaccine in 2028.
Why? No, I know why. It's like it's in.
Fuck you, cold sore people. Stay ugly and fucking unfuckable.
No.
I want you to have sores on your cock.
Not why as in like why should we cure it? Not that way. Why like how?
Because it's the way that vaccines work. It's entered phase 2.
Okay.
Like it's past phase 1 of.
What's phase 1?
Phase 1 is
doesn't kill people. Hopefully.
It's phase 1 of human trials with the FDA. And so they've reached phase 2, and when you reach phase 2, you're into, and the rate they've been going, because you can typically build the timeline by how fast it goes from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Whether it's like 5 years or 12 years to get this sumbitch approved, the rate it went, they're thinking it might be out by 2028.
Oh.
Just because the article said something along the lines of herpes cure nearing completion, and it looked like a verified source, and I was like, all right.
Who was the verified source, if I may ask?
I believe it was.
If you don't remember,
it was a medical journal because it had like check marks on it. And
okay.
shit.
So doctors.
Yes, by doctors.
Okay.
And it's FDA fucking text. They're like, hey, this is in FDA trials right now.
Well, that's cool if so.
So yeah, herp alerts. You're good. Hold on.
Yeah, you got this.
Why are you crying? My dick is squished by the TV.
You're cooking with salsa de blanca.
White sauce.
White sauce.
White sauce.
I wish my nickname was White Sauce. That'd be cool.
It's not too late, brother.
It's not too late. That's one thing I feel like I've missed out in life. I've missed out on a good nickname.
My family has a nickname for you, but it's off
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, no, I like that nickname too, but not a whole lot of people call me that. Like Krabs? Like he's Krabs. I mean, we call him Peyton every once in a while, and that's his real name, but like, I mean, we call him Krabs, and that's an awesome nickname to have.
You could be called Gibby.
Yeah, sorry about that one.
I've come to I used to fucking hate when people call me Gibby. When certain people call me Gibby, I still get a little upset.
I don't think it was ever out of like making fun of. I think it was just, I actually do think it was, affectionate. I know you probably don't see it that way, but I don't feel like there was any malice in calling you Gibby back in the day.
I just, I've learned to accept those things but some people, and I'm not gonna like say who they are, but they use it to infantilize you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, remember that thing you did when you were 16? Yeah, well, you're 40. Shut up.
Yeah. No, I think that's with a lot of people, though. I mean, a lot of people stay in kind of that high school mindset, sort of, kind of, where they can't, progress through it, and then that's just how they remember you. And I think it's a form of nostalgia. Like, I don't think they're trying to really, like, hurt you. I just think that's like a form of nostalgia for them to, go back to.
I saw a thing, and it actually did make me think. It was a lady on one of the reels or TikTok, whatever the fuck. She said something along the lines of, people who peaked in high school might be annoying, but do you know what's probably more annoying? The people who exclusively take their gratification in life by pointing out people who peaked in high school. Like, what's worse, the person who peaked in high school or the person who can't stop talking about them peaking in high school?
Yeah, I think it's just, we just need to let people live their lives. And, people are, a lot of things that I talk about in a book I just read too, I talk about in therapy and in the book I just read too, just to clarify that statement, is that, a lot of people come with a lot of baggage in life. And the more you get older, you have more and more baggage. And we just have to learn to accept those things in relationships and friendships and, whatever. And, we have baggage too. They have baggage. We have baggage. And it's just about, communication and, thinking about the stuff that they're dealing with and you're dealing with. And, that if you, like, communicate and talk about it, you most likely will be okay. And it's not always optimal to be stuck in the past, but sometimes that's a coping mechanism for people.
Yeah.
And so I think we should just let people live their lives and, be nice to each other. That's how I feel about it. Yeah.
I feel like there should have been, like, a score under that.
Yeah, let's put Hans Zimmer. Have we got Hans Zimmer on the line?
I was
Jamie, look it up. Look it up. Get Hans Zimmer's number.
I was thinking more of a Danny Elfman.
Oh, like Batman? Like not a Burton Batman song?
No, well, he did more like jumpy shit, like Nightmare Before Christmas. He wrote because I know that.
Did he do Toby Spider-Man?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay, put Toby Spider-Man under that.
Exactly.
Well, how does? Oh man, I'm trying to remember how that song goes. How Toby's theme goes. I can't remember it for the life of me, even though I love those movies.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
da, 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 da.
But like, there's a pretty one that's not just that. Like when Uncle Ben dies, and like when he tells Mary Jane that they can't be together because he's Spider-Man, stuff like that. I'm trying to remember how it goes.
Gorlak the Destroyer. Get Kristen Dunst on the line.
Yeah, damn it, man. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man. I'm trying to remember how that fucking goes. Damn, that's gonna kill me forever. I'm sorry, guys. I'll probably think of it at like 1 a.m. tonight and be like, "What? Damn it!"
Oh snap! You got the Off-White New Balances on. Show the people.
I got some New Balances. This is what I'm gonna try. I got these because my brown shoes are getting kind of worn, and I'm wearing my Converse too much, and it's making them worn. And so I was like, I also need some shoes that I think would be good to golf in. And so maybe these won't be good to golf in, but I'm probably gonna try it either way.
Well, I love me an Off-White, and are those beige technically?
Yeah, technically. I wanted some brown, so I didn't get the black ones, but I was like, let's get some fucking New Balances, dude.
I had to justify Off-White, or I didn't have to justify. I looked him dead in the face. My friend Jared, we went to the mall the other day, and we were looking at shoes.
Yeah.
And I pointed out a sick pair of Off-Whites with some fresh colorways on them. He goes, "Oh, you're paying a lot of money for your shoes to look a little dirty." And I just looked him in the face. I was like, I don't have to justify fashion, you idiot.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, when I raised my foot like that, we probably got out of focus, maybe. I'm not sure, though.
I'm not on auto.
You're not on auto? Okay, good. Just making sure. Jesus
fucking
Christ.
you. Gee whiz.
I don't know. Sometimes auto's good.
I'm just now remembering that I actually didn't check the focus.
Oh, it's
So I'm not a manual.
We're
but
completely out of focus. I hope you can't see shit.
that was an obvious deflection because when you said that, I was like, oh, I didn't check the focus ring.
No, you're okay.
But,
We're either okay or we're not okay, and that's okay.
I'm not insane. I'm not.
I'm not.
Come back to me. It's almost easy. Dude.
What?
I just got reminded of metal music.
Of metal?
Metal music because I was doing a Avenged Sevenfold bit, which, okay, man. I quite like Almost Easy as a song because it's one of the coolest drum riffs of all time. I'm getting distracted.
It's okay.
There was a concert. There was 2 cool concerts, actually. The first one was the Oasis reunion show on July 5th.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, is it going to actually happen?
They made it through, it wasn't Birmingham, wherever they played.
Said maybe, if you really want to know.
And Liam's voice sounds fucking tight, dude.
He sounded good, because sometimes when those bands get back together, their voice is kind of not there anymore, and you're like, oh, man, they kind of lost it. Like, I feel like I haven't gone to the Metallica, but I've seen clips of the Metallica one, but I kind of feel like, oh, man, they kind of lost it a little bit in the voice, which just happens with growing older. And then I saw Ozzy's thing.
That's what I'm getting to.
Okay, yeah. I saw Ozzy's thing, and I was like, damn, that's kind of sad. So you go on your story.
Well, the Oasis one, Liam's done something because if you go back and listen to Liam's solo gigs, his voice is fucking trash. But I guess he got a coach or something because he sounds good. But I was gonna talk about Ozzy Osbourne, Back to the Beginning, which is his final show in Birmingham, and he and Black Sabbath co-headlined.
Yeah.
Prior to the show, I had been fairly cynical about the fucking thing because I was like, oh, it's another retirement tour. He had his retirement tour in 2019. But this was different because, dude, Ozzy's playing his own funeral. I think he knows he doesn't have long, and I don't want to foresee doom. I think he just knows he's at a point where he can't be on stage anymore. But the thing that stood out to me is, it was the reunion of the original Sabbath lineup for the first time in 25 years, because at the end show, they had a different drummer. Bill Ward fucking hates Ozzy Osbourne, so he came out of retirement for this show. And everybody who is anybody in metal, fucking Tool came out. I can't explain this to you because you're not like big into Tool, but Maynard James Keenan, whatever the fuck his name is, he's an asshole. Great music, but he's an asshole. Tool is very famous for not letting people record their sets or like getting professional recordings. They let people stream a fucking Tool set for Ozzy Osbourne. So Tool, Metallica, What's Left of Pantera, Gojira, fucking David Draymond got booed off the stage because he's a fucking fascist. But everybody showed up, and Ozzy is sitting in a chair because he has Parkinson's, and he can only just do the shit. He's like an old pro wrestler who can do basically Hulk Hogan in his final days. Fuck, never mind. The Undertaker in his final days. That's more apt than fuck Hulk Hogan. All my homies hate Hulk Hogan. But specifically, he's sitting in a chair, and the thing that fucks with me is when he's playing his like high energy songs, you see it in his knees, dog. He's trying to stand up, and his body won't fucking let him. But the one that got me was he did Mama, I'm Coming Home as the penultimate for a solo show. And if you listen to it with no knowledge or predisposition of who Ozzy Osbourne is or what he did for metal, and you just hear it as a musical performance, it doesn't sound great because it's an old man struggling through a pretty difficult song to sing. But if you know who he is, see what he's doing and the context around it, it's basically the newest version of Johnny Cash's Hurt, because it's scent of decades, half a century. He's been playing for 50 fucking years, just coming out to the people he entertained and loved. And the career of Ozzy Osbourne is unprecedented, and in the scope of rock anyway. He had formed a band that had invented heavy metal for all intents and purposes. Black Sabbath had 4 fucking tremendous albums, 3 more that didn't do so hot. And for most people, that's a fucking career. Then he goes solo, has 3 fucking amazing albums in Blizzard of Oz, Bark of the Moon, and whatever Shot in the Dark came on. And then fucks off for a little bit, and then comes back in the 90s with No More Fucking Tears. That's a 30-year stretch of being on top of an industry. And the only people who can like match that is like a Taylor Swift. Not even fucking Madonna made it into the 2010s. But it's all this context, and you're seeing a man just sing his heart out to a crowd of people he loves. And oh my God, I sobbed manly fucking tears. And Ozzy Osbourne means a lot to me, and he might not be around for very long. So if you haven't listened to the catalog, do yourself a favor. He's everything he's cracked up to be.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Not awesome that he's, withering away. I mean, that's terrible, but I'm glad that they had that concert. And I liked Youngblood's cover of Changes. Is he going to be kind of like the Adam Lambert to Queen for
Well,
them?
they're not going to
They're
Tony
not
Iommi
anymore.
hasn't wanted to do Sabbath for a very long time because
Okay.
that's the distinction. There's a very famous clip, the Keeping Up with the Osbournes, right?
Yeah.
Where's my
Great show. I
biz?
used to watch that a lot back in the day.
Where's my biz? You, Ozzy.
You
You're the
drank
beer
them.
thief.
Yeah, you
You're
drank
the
them.
beer thief.
Yes.
But on one of the, because that was the last time that Bill Ward played with them was when they were getting Black Sabbath back together, and Ozzy goes on a tirade about doing promotion. He's like, they kicked me out of the fucking band 23 years ago. It's not my band, it's Tony's band. And that's true. It's Tony Iommi's band.
Yeah.
So when Ozzy's done, they're not really going to reform. But Youngblood, for all intents and purposes, is the successor if Ozzy were to pick one, because Ozzy fucking loves Youngblood.
Yeah. I think he did a good job on Changes. I liked it.
It's a bit of a generational thing. I don't think he makes bad music. I haven't delved that deep into it, but if he ends up like they're trying to influence his way into there, I don't dislike it. I just haven't really got that much into it. I like his moxie. I like that he respects Ozzy.
Yeah. No, I think he seems like a decently good dude, and maybe if he takes up the mantle, that's something that they can do like a tour or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm a big fan of.
But I am also pumped about Oasis getting back together. I fucking love Oasis, by the way.
I think they're doing more U.S. dates.
Yeah, because if they do a U.S. tour, I'm gonna find a fucking way.
I'll get a new credit card.
I'll go to fucking the closest place I can to see them. But I only saw UK dates, so I don't think they're gonna do it because I think they still hate each other.
Well, I think they have. I don't know if they can't, because they were supposed to be playing the Coliseum. They were going to come to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm not going to that. But
well, if it goes well, surely Dallas would be on, because they could sell out Jerry World in a second.
Yeah.
But as far as, dude, I don't know what I want more. I don't know if I want. Well, obviously, I want to see Oasis if I have the opportunity.
Yeah.
But think of the blow up in like the age where everything's fucking recorded, because like every issue they had in the 90s, a lot of it could stay like rumors, but there's cameras fucking everywhere now. So if someone snaps, it's gonna be right there live and in living color.
But like I would see Oasis if it was just one of the brothers. Honestly, if it was just Noel, I'd go see him too.
Yeah, but there's I agree with you, but what I've seen,
Liam's voice is amazing, and he is the Oasis man, but still, I would go see it if it was just Noel.
Does anybody want some lasagna? He seems like a right prick, but I really love the way Liam Gallagher rolls around. Like
he's a rock star, man.
He's kind of right. He's the last of the rock stars.
Yeah.
Like have you seen his funny little walk? He walks fucking pelvis first. I need one of them zip up jackets, and he also has scalp psoriasis, so maybe I can get the same haircut. And something fucked up. Back to the Ozzy thing.
Yeah,
Did you know Steven Tyler's older than Ozzy?
It doesn't surprise me. Steven Tyler has unlocked immortality somehow.
And they did like a super group thing at the beginning, and they did some Aerosmith songs, and Steven Tyler's up doing his thing.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Which
doesn't know how that works.
I don't think Steven Tyler probably did significantly less drugs than Ozzy Osbourne.
Think so?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I don't think so. I think they did. One probably did do more, but like I'm sure they did equal amounts.
Well,
at some point.
I think Steven Tyler was also big into like the yogi nature healing bullshit.
Yeah.
And those dudes, I mean, not for nothing, they seem to stick around a while.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know how that works because like other people in that kind of age bracket, like Nicholas, what's his name?
Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson, yes. Yeah, he looks bad.
Well, that man was made of drugs for fucking, and it's a similar thing with Ozzy. Because I'm very sad about Ozzy being gone, but he should have, by all intents and purposes, died in the fucking 90s.
Yeah.
The amount of fucking shit going through his veins. And Jack Nicholson is very much the same way.
Yeah. I mean, we lost one of the AC/DC members already. And so I don't know how they've stayed alive for as long as they did. Honestly, it's a miracle.
Well, the thing because there's a reason Willie fucking came through on the 5th when in Texas. And apparently Bob Dylan did the most, because Bob Dylan played with him, and Bob
Yeah.
Dylan did the most Bob Dylan thing possible and didn't have screens or a spotlight.
Oh, damn.
So if you were in the GA pit in the back, you just got to hear him sing shitty.
Yeah.
Because you don't go see Bob Dylan to hear him sing. You go hear the songs because he's the greatest songwriter of all time. That's why he was able to get away with that dog shit voice. But I digress. Willie, he's been playing forever because in his mind, when he stops playing, he's going to die.
Yeah, probably. He'll be dead.
Sad. And there's validity to that because you hear all the time, like these old fuckers, particularly on farms, who would just go and go and go and go until their late 80s, and then they finally get some rest. They die within like a few years after that.
Yeah.
You need purpose, I guess, but there's also, I don't know. Do you need to be a cog in the machine to maintain your viability?
I don't think so. I think it's just really just genetics. It's really what everything comes down to is your genetics.
So things are reverting to very fucked up scenarios, and I like to have a little bit of fun with that as a coping mechanism. Things aren't going well. I don't know if you've been outside. What's the next child labor thing? Because it used to be the mines.
The mines are still there. All iPhones are made of one little precious metal that is being mined by children, basically.
So I for one am pro mine child.
You're pro children in the mines.
It'll make them tougher.
Okay.
They won't be on them damn iPads anymore.
God made coal for the man who sold his life.
What was that?
It's a Tyler Childers song called Coal that I really like.
Is that before or after he got sober?
I think it's before.
That bums me square the fuck. I get why he did it, but he don't play Right House Road no more.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. He don't play none of the songs about getting high on the road.
I understand that to a degree, but like, brother, that's your best shit. Well, I mean, and I don't want to be the kind of guy that says you can only make good shit when you're fucked up. But you made some pretty good shit when you were fucked up. Why you got to take it away from us?
A lot of artists make a lot of good shit when they're fucked up. That's just the story of life.
And you can make good shit when you're not fucked up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think it works both ways. It's just interesting to see. But yeah, no, I don't know. But you're pro children in mines?
Oh, we're back on this? Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to let you get away with just saying that and not explaining yourself in detail.
Just because everybody's got a fucking smart mouth now.
Oh.
And I think a little bit of black lung would make them not so fucking lippy.
Oh.
I genuinely hope
Why not
people
just put them on vapes then? Put them on vapes. The children already love vapes. It's like candy to them. Popcorn lung, they love it. They just want to eat it all up. They want to suck down that nicotine and electrical. I don't even know what comes out of it.
There's lead in them, some bitches.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing I've been reading of, and, you know.
Suck up your vape, man.
Here you go. But I genuinely am. I'm not pro vape. I'm pro cigarette. We need kids to start smoking cigarettes again.
Oh, yeah. More cancer. Cancer or popcorn lung, that's the best for you. Whatever comes, what may.
Well, how else are teenagers supposed to look cool, Cole?
I don't know. Probably just be nice to each other. That'd be cool.
What are you, gay?
No. And if it would be perfectly fine if I was.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
We just came out of June, and love is love.
Love is love. I don't condone bullying. I want to maintain like a funny demeanor on here and like take jokes as they are, but then I have to include context just in case somebody says, "Oh,
he's a asshole." Yeah, we're not assholes. Not that I don't think we're assholes. I think we're pretty decent people.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I think we turned out all right.
Well, I think you're as decent as the day you live in. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I think people treat you how they're feeling, not how they actually feel about you. And I think that has a lot to do with, things.
Yeah, there's that one video of like, it's this very, I'd say, Discord moddy kind of person, if that makes sense.
Like sweaty people?
Huh?
Like sweaty people?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like the World of Warcraft South Park guy?
Yeah, a little, but like a skinnier one.
Okay, a skinnier one.
And I say this mean thing ultimately to say he says something fairly insightful, and they're doing one of those like interview on the streets, like with the tiny microphone.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? And someone walks within their frame and he goes like, "Oh, that dude just messed up our frame." And he goes, "I don't think he meant anything. People live in their own little world. Everybody has problems the same as you.
Yeah.
Rarely is it malice. It's often ignorance. People have their own lives. Stop being so selfish." And then he just walks away. I'm like, good for you, Leonard.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the truth a lot of times with people. Yeah.
Speaking of Discord people, I'm big into fucking. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
but
fine.
We're on borrowed time here.
Okay.
But I've been mad in. Are you familiar with like Wendigoon,
Like,
video essay guy?
no.
I've been mad into video essays at the moment,
Okay.
just because it's good fucking background shit to have while you're playing a sports game or something.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy who I've been listening to a lot is Turkey Tom. He has the most concise chronicling of the Chris Chan situation, which I think I've gone on to this podcast before.
Mm-hmm.
Do your own research, form your own conclusion. It's a fucking web.
Yeah.
But by watching that particular documentary, I've been into the kind of discursive culture and analysis of a lolcow. Are you familiar with lolcows?
No.
It's like a Chris Chan or are you familiar with Boogie 2998?
No.
Is chronicling.
This is all new information to me. These are all names I've never heard before in my life.
These are essentially like a Discord mod type who's fucking Joshua Block, right? World of T-shirts, the real skinny autistic guy who's an alcoholic.
No.
Oh, dude, the algorithms are wide, but lolcows are essentially like the modern Reels TikTok version of the town fool.
Yeah.
And it's honestly a very emblematic of how sad and like exploitative our society is, because on some of them, because a great deal of them, a lot of lolcows has some chomo, like they're kind of chomo sometimes, and that's a good thing to shine a light on them. And Turkey Tom does a good job of not like exploiting people who need help.
Yeah.
He does a good job of like covering people, and I have been exposed to a whole new world of people. If you ever feel bad about yourself, go and look up a guy. Are you familiar with Nova Online?
No.
Nova
I
Online.
don't know any of these people. I'm so sorry.
Nova Online is a very, very like world. This is the World of Warcraft South Park guy.
Okay.
And he got famous off of one Wingstop review.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I can channel his voice for a second. Hi, guys. It's Nova Online here. And he talks like super high up, real high register. And he looks like a bowling ball with appendages.
Yeah.
Just shuffled out. And the dude is into diaper play.
Ew.
And something...
I'm sorry to kink shame, but ew.
Well, I mean, it's when your sexual proclivities inherently include that sort of material, something's fucked up.
Yeah.
But if you ever feel bad about the guy, you got to know he's doing some fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things, and it's the most haunting thing I've ever heard, it's him doing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Oh, that sounds awful.
To what he presumes is a 14-year-old.
Oh.
And it's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. How? And he's fucking doing the W's and shit.
Yeah.
And so if you ever... It can get worse, folks.
Yeah.
It can always get worse.
It can.
Are you familiar with Daniel Larson?
No.
Daniel Larson. I don't even know how to begin with that guy. I don't know why I brought him up. Oh, well, he is in jail right now because he stalked... I can never remember her name. Is it Madison Beer?
There is a Madison Beer, yeah.
You know,
there's an Addison Ray.
Well, Madison Beer, who was until very recently a minor.
Okay.
He was a Lovecraftian fucking urchin of a man.
Ew.
And he would just rattle the streets, going live and talking about how and telling like compulsive lies about how he was going to marry Madison Beer, who was 16 years old.
Interesting. That's awful.
No, and I've been going down this. This has been my life as far as like video essays and stuff.
Yeah. Man, if you love video essays, you're going to love when you find podcasts.
Well, and I don't mean to glorify these people. I think it's important to be aware of them and the habits in which, because the thing about all these people is they had big followings.
Yeah, that's what's really sad about that is that these people are connecting with other people that also feel like that, and that's kind of scary.
It's the modern version of like people writing Ted Bundy and Jeff Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy. Like all these people who I've just listed off, all these horrific things they do, they have hundreds of thousands of followers and are getting genuine streams of revenue to continue their degenerate bullshit.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, should we start doing atrocities?
No.
Like if we go and like burn down a soup kitchen and stream it online and put on a fucking lisp, will we get 1 million followers and be able to sell t-shirts?
Well, yeah, but there's a mental health crisis going on, so I don't think we should contribute to it. But I see where you're coming from.
Like, honestly,
You're right.
lolcowing might be the fucking move.
If it bleeds, it leads. You know, that's just kind of how content is nowadays.
Like, I'm just gonna start wearing crop tops, capri pants, and shit myself at a Ruby Tuesday.
Oh wow, yeah. Or TGI Fridays with Rascal Flats going on.
I'm gonna wear a trucker cap, Crocs, a Speedo, and go to a Bath and Body Works and yell at the lady because there's no works in the place.
Yeah, just lather yourself up with all the Bath and Body Works. Just like make it really sudsy, like where you're just like all you can see is like the suds on your body. You know what I'm talking about? Where it kind of looks like you're wearing shaving cream, but it's just soap. Do that.
I'm gonna go to a Denny's and ask where Denny is.
You should, yeah. Who is Denny? Where is Denny? Why is Denny?
These are the questions we're asking. And the final thing I'm gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy a boat.